Hey everyone. Hey Aussie True Crime. Hey Ashley. Hey Heather. Hey Catalin. Mr.Cher is here too. Hey Dave G. There's Tammie. Can you hear me now? Yep, my volume's up. Yep, all mine's up. We are having technical difficulties with Tammie. Wait, I think I can hear you now, Tammie. Oh. Oh, you gotta turn on the YouTube part, I think, Tammie. Yep. Hey Vintage Ink. Oh, okay. I think we're having issues with Tammie's audio.
Hey, Stacy.
Hey Julie. Hey Stacy. Really quick, I just want to say, the breaking news that Britney Spears was allowed to hire her own attorney today? That should not even be breaking news, you guys. She had to go to court to get permission to hire the attorney of her choice, which is supposed to be her, like, human rights.
Can you hear me, Cher?
Yes, now we can.
Okay, good.
That's better.
Okay.
Yes, free Britney. I think she's going to, because this guy that she is hiring, he's a big time attorney. He's helped some big people. So, and his plan is to end the conservatorship altogether. So,
Hey, Peter.
hey, Peta. Hey. Oh, I already said hey to Catalin. Catalin. I don't know how to say her last name. You say that?
Zabo.
Zabo. Ooh, that's just as fun as Ayo.
Zabo.
Zabo.
Hey, Brandy.
Oh, Brandy May. I don't know. I was just talking to Mr.Cher about Casey Anthony today too, because I think that she's only guilty of going along with a plan and not calling her child in missing for 31 days, which is crazy. But I honestly don't think she's the one who killed Kaylee. But again, that's my own personal opinion. Hey, Miranda. What up, homies?
Sure.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be breaking news.
Oh, don't pronounce the Z. Okay, so Zabo. Still cool, though. Hey, Tiger Girl.
Wait, where does it say that?
In the chat.
Oh, don't pronounce the Z. Oh, but that was the fun part. So I hate when people put letters in and they're silent just to confuse me. Hey, Tiger Girl. Car wash. Zabo. So how is it then?
Sabo.
Sabo? I like Zabo. Zabo. I like that better. Okay, well, I can't do words today.
Words are tough.
Me either.
Tiger Girl. Me either. Nelly's not feeling the best today, and she got some bad news too. So if we can keep her sister in your thoughts and prayers, you guys. Her sister's cancer spread to her brain. And then a lot of people don't know, but Nelly has breast cancer. So her and her sister are both going through it.
Yeah.
Nosy, never mind. Thanks, Julie. She does put on a good show. Exactly why she should be free. A free human, spending her own money, redoing her kitchen how she wants.
Exactly.
Thanks, Catalin. Thanks, Vintage. Yeah. My eyeball is bothering me. I already put drops in. I just did it
Yeah, you did.
right before the show. Don't listen to him. And take out the IUD that is forcing her. Yeah, that is crazy. Hi, Nolene.
You know,
I can't even believe
gonna
they have something like that you.
Well, it's meant for people with dementia and Alzheimer's.
okay, so
But
Yeah, that's
they're
what I'm saying. She's not nothing near that.
no. I can't even. I don't even know. And to see she was silently fighting this and she had no idea she was even allowed to go to court or anything, not giving her a bedroom door, like what is with that shit? Hey, Casey.
There's the that has to be invasion of some kind of privacy, even if it is even if they have that over her, still that she's got to have some kind of privacy, I would think.
yeah,
No, she said that they watch her dress naked multiple times a day.
Mm. Mm.
So we'll give it a minute or two, and then I'm gonna bring everyone down the NK rabbit hole with me that I went through again because I'm just smart.
Mm.
I love to torture myself.
maybe Sabine.
Brittany is like the poor animals in the zoo. I'm here to make you money, and then oh yeah. Hey Lisa, finally off work. Woo-woo. Me too, Dalen. I hope she gets off of this and she sues the hell out of her father. She said she wants to sue her family.
Yep.
So that's more than just her dad. Look out, Jamie. Both Jamies.
Hey, Ashley.
Thanks, West Haven.
Yep.
Ashley K.
Do you think her
So the
mom really
thumbnail?
didn't know what was going on?
No, I think she knew. I think she just I think she definitely knew. I think she just there wasn't much she could maybe do. Or I don't know why she's waiting till now to stand in, or maybe to make herself look better, or she knows maybe her daughter's gonna get out of here and start putting the whooping on people, which I would. She's trying to make herself look better, maybe. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking.
Brandy May. Yeah, I think so also, because I could not imagine why she would sit around and watch that, especially knowing she was fighting this for 13 years and actually fighting it quietly. So I believe Lynn knew and just did nothing until after she went to her recent court and found out how bad it sounds. And everyone was judging her. I know I was. I told Mr.Cher a few times, like, what kind of mom? I couldn't do that to the girls.
Right.
There's no way.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Angie. Yeah, exactly.
Well, no one in that family was like, where did these millions of dollars come from?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew what the hell was happening.
Yeah. Hey, True Crime Book Club. So do you guys think that the thumbnail for this live looks at all because, well, the face is chopped out, but that's how the picture is. I didn't chop it out. I think I pinpointed where NK and Jimmy are, but I can't, and I even think her dad might be back there again too. But anyway, there's not really anything that we can do about it, but just really talk about it and tell you how I got to my thinking, I guess. We can't go track her down. We can't citizens arrest her. So there's literally like nothing we could do about it.
Darn.
Oh. Hey, Natasha. Oh, yeah, they all used her, Julie. That's for sure. For sure.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Mm-hmm. That's what we will do, Dalen. Woo! Oh, I'm excited Dalen White is here. Love listening to her thoughts, listening while doing housework. Christy, no housework. Sit down. Have some wine. It's been pretty good, Natasha. You know, just going through more Watts stuff. ESPN music. You had me a wine. That sounds good. Wow. The house can be clean tomorrow. No, it can't. I'm live tomorrow too. Okay, so I showed, well, there's no way I could possibly show you everything as I'm still going through it, but Tim.
Uh-oh. I think we lost her.
Okay, I booted myself.
She'll be back. There she is.
Yeah. Hey, cotton candy boobs. Okay, but I showed you a little bit like how I got to my thinking, right? Yeah, we're free. Right, Tammie? Did you see the video I sent or no? Did it work?
Yes, it worked. I seen it. Yeah.
Okay. I make sure, like, you did see it, right? Let's see. Here. Okay. I found some of the, well, we really can't show it because now I'm afraid because the same stuff that everyone else showed that ended up being redacted again, everyone got strikes on the channel for having that stuff up, so we can't show it. But I stumbled across it again, which I want to try. I want to get you guys again. I want to repeat. The Watts definitely feel that NK had a much bigger role in this than anyone's willing to admit. Also, I wish Mr.Cher was up here. Do you guys remember what they said about the 2017 Google search of Shanann Watts on NK's phone? Tammie, do you remember what the excuse was? Because I just want to see what you guys say, because Mr.Cher heard it for the first time tonight from me. So I just want to make sure everyone knows the same story. What was the excuse?
Is that the one where they said it's a typo?
Yes,
it was a typo? Is that what they said?
Yep, yeah. September 1st, 2017. Yeah. There was a typo in NK's Google search of Shanann Watts. So then,
how in the heck?
Yeah, and that's a typo. I'm not sure how it could just mysteriously be a typo of Shanann Watts, and then mysteriously, coincidentally, you started an affair with that woman's husband, and Shanann Watts is dead, and so are her children. That sounds like a hell of a typo.
Because Shanann is, Shanann is such a normal name, you know.
Right.
Right.
Like, so what was the typo? Shanann? Did she mean Shannon? Like, I don't know.
Right.
Typo. Yeah. See, thank you guys. Bride Mary. I heard it because she was selected for Bride Mary's Beast. Dalen, be nice. Right. A name, Shanann Watts. How could that be a typo? And then, oh, whoops, I started an affair and Shanann Watts is dead now. And it's because of the husband that I coincidentally started seeing after Google searching his wife 7 months prior. Typo. Oh, yes.
If you're going to say something, at least make it an intelligent reason, not something that everybody's like, what?
I thought about that actually, Kay. I thought about it being started sometime right before September, but I think the affair started. She probably Googled him when they started working together, or maybe even asked around, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like he's married, his wife sells thrive, or whatever." Because there's even rumors. Well, I won't say much yet, but there is some believable things that I can tie where I believe that NK actually was trying to buy Thrive from Shanann. So I believe NK actually was at that house before to buy Thrive.
I think you're right. Yeah.
No, of course I don't believe it was a
I think
typo,
she.
Angie. This is not a coincidence. No. Okay, so that typo happened September 1st. We'll just go with it was a typo. That happened September 1st. Now go to November, I want to say 17th and then the 21st. Shanann Watts is being heavily trolled on her Facebook lives while she's baking cannolis and she's baking a bunch of goodies in her kitchen. And she even says, well, I'm
Yes.
just going to block you. And then I remember again, well, there is 7 email accounts that they found and asked her, like, why do you have 7 email accounts on NK's account? But remember, they did not take her laptop and search her laptop whatsoever, just a stupid phone issue. There's no laptop taken from NK, and she had one. So she could have been trolling on that. And the 7 accounts, well, if you're getting blocked, you'd have to make a new account to continue trolling, right? And I know the trolling continued on after that. So NK was selected for 2018 Bride. That was separate. Dalen, I'm not sure how we would even have proof of that. I have heard that multiple times, but I'm not sure how we could actually get proof that she was selected for that. That goes along with she Googled on August 9th, she Googled wedding dresses for 2 hours. Yep. So anyways, I think NK was trolling Shanann for sure before she passed.
I think she might have went to some Thrive things at Shanann's to see the house, check out everything, see the house and see how they lived and stuff.
I think so too. Yep, she worked in the oil field before she went to work with Chris Watts. I think she knew him from work way before, she says. So that's possible.
Well, she knew too much about the house. I mean, she knew for somebody that said she was only there once or twice, she knew a lot about the house.
She did.
On the
and
inside.
Then now the whole thing too, so there's another thing where this was from redacted, so we can't show, but it's when on the 16th at about 8:30 in the morning or so, when NK and her dad are on interview 2, and she says to the cop, because the cops are like, I just got to ask you because he said something very interesting, and she goes, well, he killed his kid, so how would he think I'd go on with a relationship with him?
Yeah, and they
But
hadn't even been found yet.
No, they hadn't been found yet. Chris did confess or whatever on the 15th, but then that means they went to her and it said he killed his kids. He already confessed to it all or whatever, which you are not supposed to do. Baby.
Right.
You just paid yourself. Yeah, I know. Baby, I love you. And going
Mark
back to
loves Cher.
Oh, Christy, she stopped her house cleaning because this is too interesting. September 1st, 2018 is
Good.
not a typo. September 1st, 2019 was Shanann's funeral. Haha. She Googled September 2017. From my research, it was September 2017.
Yeah.
Because September 2018 would have been a month after she was already dead. So it was September 2017, several months before the supposed affair started. Which, going back to, I was reading like texts between NK and her friends and everything from July 20th. Okay, so she was talking about Chris Watts. But then August 12th, she's texting, she's like, oh, I'm kind of seeing this guy. And that was like literally, she started texting like that the day before the murders, which I thought was weird. I don't know if that was to Charlotte when, remember, she was all talking about the sex and how Chris Watts liked to eat her out and all of that. That was August 12th, the day before the murders. You can't tell me none of her friends knew about Chris before that because they went to the goddamn sand dunes with Jim and another friend. So none of it actually makes sense. He is very sweet. Good thing Dieter wasn't a bunny rabbit. Thanks, Dave, for posting that. Yeah, she definitely told her friends. It is crazy.
Sorry, I was muted because my dogs were barking.
Hey, Tammie, Franny. Oh, right, Ashley. So we already know she was lying, so I'm not sure why she would try. I think that was a planned thing with her and Charlotte, whatever. But definitely people knew before. And then also, if Chris was living there for the 6 weeks that Shanann was gone, right? For 6 weeks, he lived at NK's. So when exactly did she give him the key to the apartment then? This thing had to have been going on longer than 6 weeks.
I agree. Yeah, it had to be longer.
Because then when did you give him the key then?
That is funny.
And also living there full time like he was for the 6 weeks, went home to feed the dog and grab clothes is what he was saying. But basically, if he stayed at the house too long, she was like on his ass. So he had even said living there while Shanann was gone for 6 weeks. Nope, the apartment was never searched. Her truck was never searched. Her laptop was never searched. Yeah, Renee, I read a little bit about that today, and I want to, before I speak on that, I've taken a couple mental notes on what I've read today, but I'll wait and see what happens because that's going to be huge if other cases. I did start Googling yesterday other cases that Rourke has been on and if there's been any like overturn for corruption and stuff, and I found 3. So that will be interesting to see what happens. I can't really say much about that right now until we know more. And I believe everyone will be watching and putting their own thoughts and twists onto that situation.
They didn't even search her phone good.
No, they didn't. But that's, again, where listening to the interview, and it's the hour of interview that's now been cut and redacted that I listened to again yesterday. We can't play it, we can't share it because that's how a lot of CDT, Mama Kim, Unmasked, all of them had gotten strikes for having that part, so we can't. But it's clear on Dwayne Kessinger, we all heard, took over that interview, and he was yelling at that guy like, your questions are getting out of line now, you're crossing into whatever. And they had said, like,
he was
Chris
very
needs to take the plea.
intimidating.
And he said, like, we need to make Chris take the plea deal today. Like, how can, like, that's not unheard of, right? So he can take that plea today, and that's happened before, you know, so it's fine. And the officer was like, well, yeah, it's possible, you know. And sure enough, what happened? So, and they said, yeah, so if he takes a plea deal and just takes a plea deal because of everything he said, then there's no trial, right? There's no trial. Like, Dwayne was really, really pushing that to make sure there was no trial.
And he must have some kind of power somewhere to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or know someone.
Yes. In 2017, NK was, and there's a picture to prove it, at a work event through the hospital, Children's Hospital, that Shanann worked at the time. And yes, there is sign-in books, and yeah, Nikki was there. I can't remember if Chris was there. I think Shanann was there. But anyway, yes, that is true also. Again, that's all been ignored though, but there's actually pictures of the flyer for it, and NK is front and center of that flyer.
So much they just didn't look at.
Yeah. And the other thing that she says in that interview is she goes, well, if I had to guess just at the top of my head, I'd say he killed his kids because they walked in while he was doing off their mom, and then said, well, fuck,
yes,
they gotta go too. So what do you mean, like, just at the top of your head, that's what you're thinking? Like, to me, does that not align with Chris being in the truck and saying, I was driving to the survey and thinking to myself, how can I save my kids? He didn't put in his head that the kids had to die because they just witnessed that. She did. Just like matches up with Frankie.
What kind of person would?
Yeah, they put thoughts into his head.
What kind of person would even think that?
Well, the same person we all know, and that is in Discovery, that she even said, pawn the ring. A crazy bitch would say, take her ring off. Because, again, a guy isn't going to think I'm taking her wedding band off to pawn it. I just killed my wife. Because how many other things have we seen? And usually that's the downfall of the husband trying to kill their wife and claim it was a break-in and a robbery. What do they usually forget? They leave the wedding ring on the finger. So they're like, well, if it was a robbery, the diamonds and the gold and everything would be gone too, right? That's the number one mistake. And we can't think Chris is such a pussy and he's so dumb and not smart, but, oh, he was smart enough to try and take off the wedding ring. Like, it doesn't align. This is when people are picking and choosing when we're going to believe him and when he is a liar. When he's a pussy and when he's America's biggest monster.
Yep. And Kate never would say Shanann's name. She said his wife or that woman or those kids. She never would. She wouldn't put on any personality to them.
But then and she says that though, like, oh, well, they walked in, saw him doing off his mom, so they had to go too. Just as simple as that. But then you read all her text messages to her friends, like, well, he's a dad, he's really great with his children, and then Charlotte and her friends are like, well, isn't that a good thing though? Oh, well, yeah, of course that's a good thing. And so, and then, well, the kids were his lifeline and all this. So you go from all of this, he loved his kids so much, he stayed in the situation longer for his kids, to, well, they walked in and saw me killing the mom, so they got to go too. Fuck. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, who thinks that? Who thinks that?
And it goes along with Chris saying, if it wasn't for meeting Nichol Kessinger, his family would still be alive. I think
Yep.
motive number one was, oh, well, he has this nice house. He's got, Shanann has this nice car. She's got the nice wedding ring. They have this nice life that she wanted, right? And she even said that in her interview. Well, I told Chris he should work it out. Problems can't be that bad. Look at your beautiful wife and this lovely life you've built,
Mm-hmm.
right? So she said all that,
Mm-hmm.
but we know damn well she didn't mean that. So she probably wanted to, let's just kill Shanann, we'll be together, and get the over $500,000 life insurance, which was what, 547,000, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
or more. But it was over $500,000 life insurance when it was clear that was obviously not going to happen because, well, you can't kill your wife and get the life insurance, clearly. Well, we'll just throw Chris under the bus. And she was
Right.
definitely the one
Yeah.
saying, the kids witness this, they got to go too. Like that I just don't think that, I think that goes along with him thinking like, how can I save my kids?
Well, in his interview, he said that Tammie Lee asked him what a scenario would be. And he's like, well, what if somebody trapped her? She came into a trap and then they kidnapped her and took her out the back door and out where the cameras aren't. And I'm like, you really just said that sitting there in interrogation? That's probably exactly what happened.
After the oil company
And
for wrongful death of family. Yes, Dalen, I kind of think that because I can't see what other motivation it would be. I don't know. And the whole bride for the beast thing, the cult thing, well, like, would she really risk what if, unless everyone in the police department, Tammie Lee and Rourke, is a part of the same cult or whatever to save her too? Like, I don't know so much about that because she risked her own self getting caught and going to prison also. Unless there's people in the police department covering for her, which they are clearly covering because the whole typo thing is a cover up right there.
yeah, oh yeah. There's probably quite a few cases that's been covered up.
Yeah, I think it was before she was hired at Anadarko. But her contract was up. What is interesting is Nichole's, I think Chris's, and someone else's, their contract for Anadarko was actually up on August 17th or 18th, and the murders happened like on the 13th.
So Chris is under contract?
That's what I was reading yesterday, and that they ended up firing him August 15th when he was arrested for the murder. They fired him from Anadarko, which I thought that was interesting. And Nichole, in her interview, remember she had said already in her interview that she was let go from her job or something like that, which was interesting because that was, I didn't understand, like, why were you being let go of your job also? But yeah, she had already, when she went in her interview with the phone, she told that cop there that she was already let go or fired. Was it fired?
I think it was fired.
So then, hey, weirdo. Hey, Lucille Ball. Yeah, and that's wrong. And again, remember them saying to Chris, like, it doesn't matter if you killed 1, 2, or 3 people, you're never getting out of prison. That's true. That's right. He should never get out
Right.
of prison.
Yeah.
But it does matter because then if he only killed the one, who killed 2 and 3? And trying to make her miscarry.
Yeah, there's somebody
when
else that had to have done it.
I also read text messages from Shanann to her friends where she's saying, like, I feel like Chris used me to get the boy he always wanted. And then even from her to Chris, like, I feel really used. You just used me to give you the boy and all that. And Chris is like, no, calm down. I don't know what's in my head right now, but I think everything will be okay. He looked like in those text messages, which were some of the last ones, like he was like trying to calm her down, like, and say like, I don't even know what's in my own head. Just calm down, but I think we'll be okay. And remember, we all thought that he was maybe trying to back out of some plan.
I think he was trying to back out. I think he
so,
didn't want to go through it right there at the end, and
yeah.
and
So NK
that's
and
when
Chris were probably
NK was there. Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I've pinpointed her back at working in the oil industry in Montana. Now, remember the Sunburst mobile homes in Wisconsin? That is Jim's sister's business. But then I found Sunburst Oil Engineering Corporation or something like that, based in Montana. And going around and looking around there, it's actually perfect place for someone like NK. All of the mountains and stuff, like she's very outdoorsy. That matches. And also the oil industry there, like they have like apartments and kind of like almost looks like how the military has like their own stores and apartments and hotels and stuff. It's like that for all the oil field people, it looks like around there. She would actually be blended in fairly well and people wouldn't really recognize her, especially if she dyed her hair or something. And let's not forget,
Yeah.
like NK, as long as she's out of Colorado with a different name, she could be in the public. Because again, you go out in public, any one of you guys go out in public, go to 10 different public places and say, do you know Nichol Kessinger or Chris Watts? And they're going to look at you like you're an alien. Because they're not going to know who you're talking about. So she could definitely blend in and not be recognized. No, not only that, but Jim
The only
went to
place she might,
university in Montana. What were you saying, Tammie?
I was just going to say she might be recognized in the oil field because that's what she does, but just walking out on the street, probably not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tiger Girl, I disagree with her voice giving her away because, again, oil field is mostly a man's job. There ain't too many women in there. And let's just say she's been all over the ID channel, which she is maybe a few times a year. But it's more women watching that, too. It's 99% women than men. So she could actually get away with being around them and they wouldn't probably know who she is. Now go ask all of those men's wives. They'll know who she is.
Exactly.
Yeah, with dyeing her hair, and you look at this thumbnail that I was using, it looks like a bad dye job for sure, from the dark brown to lightening it. Right, Angie? I went around in Minnesota to 10 different places and nobody knew who I was talking about. Nobody. You sound almost identical to NK. Oh, geez. Yeah, I think so, Dr. Phil. I mean, I could see that happening eventually, unless, hear me out. I feel like she maybe was given some Anadarko money when they quickly sold in 2019. I think they made her a shareholder, is what I think they did. And I think because we all know she wanted money. She was Googling, how can I get money off of this? Right? So multiple times. She clearly got money to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Megan, you might be right.
What happened?
She'll probably write a book with how it was all.
Yeah. If I did it. She'll take her.
Well, she wrote a book. I mean,
Well, thanks, Alden.
I wonder what she'd say, because she wouldn't want to put the truth in there. So she would have to, she would have to make fiction up, I guess, if she wrote one.
Yeah. Where's Cheryl and Cadle from? What if she's already getting paid
I
for
thought
it?
she's from. Cheryl Cadle from Wisconsin?
I can't remember. I just know I think it's the Midwest. I don't know. I still think that Illinois is, that's right. Thank you. I just still feel like
her book will be called Leave Jim Alone.
Yeah. Or
Leave Jim and NK alone.
Why?
No.
Hey, Mr. Marie from Maui, Hawaii. Hello from Saskatchewan. I'll point out it's very close to Montana.
That's very cool.
I'm going to go hang out with NK. Jim. Yes, I heard that NK had a baby. It's a stupid rumor that Cheryl and Cadle started. It's not true. It's not true.
Is it true?
No, it's not.
Her sister had one, I think.
It'll be true.
No, it's facts. She did not have a baby. Here's why I say that. Because the baby would have went through a name change also. And looking at the court things, it doesn't say Nichol Kessinger and minor. It says Nichol Kessinger. So she would change her name, but leave her baby as, I don't know, Baby Watts Kessinger or whatever we want to say it was. Like, no. So, because the baby would have been born long before the name change, you guys. So it would have had to be her legal name on the birth certificate. So therefore, there would be a minor in the name change too for her and a minor child. And there's not. So I'm going to go with no baby.
That's true, yeah.
Facts! It's facts!
Mr.Cher getting in trouble.
No, he likes to tease me.
Yeah, just like the way she says it's facts.
Hey, Mysterious. Mysterious. My soul's captain. Yeah, Renee, it's definitely a rumor, but that's what I think of anyways. I might have believed it for a little while, but then, and looking at even today, I was looking at her court things for the name change, and yeah, it's only for Nichol Kessinger. So.
But it didn't tell you what they changed her name to. It just tells you she was getting her name changed.
Yep, and it says it's sealed from the public. It actually shows she had court October 10th or October 1st, October 6th, and October 6th, 7th, and 15th, or whatever day, 13th, 12th, whatever day she got the name changed on was the 13th or something like that. It was almost 2 years. Ooh, that would be some sick shit, Dalen. No, and she wouldn't
She
really
doesn't
need
deserve
to
to be a mother.
Yeah, she didn't have to change her face, but she would, because again, I do feel as though Anadarko made her a shareholder or gave her a cut of the pie somehow. And in order for her to get that cut of the pie, there was a gag order for her to shut the fuck up, like basically not talk.
Great, now I'm fine.
For probably 10 years. But
Fine.
yeah. No, and
Well, you
she
know,
went
Amber
even-
Fry, she's been.
Go ahead, Tammie.
I was going to say, Amber Fry, you know, she was in the news from the time that Lacey Peterson went missing till recently. And NK has never been out. She's never talked. She's never done anything. And that's a big difference between those two, because Amber Fry just came right out and said, hey, I didn't know anything about that. I didn't know that he was married. And, you know, and NK has done nothing but hide this whole time.
Well, that's what I kind of always said too. They could have played that so differently. Amber Frey wore a wire, went and sat down, went on a date with Scott, right? And Kay was told while she was there at the police station getting questioned or whatever, being treated like the princess, she was told, just so you know, he might try reaching out to you. And I looked at the call logs. He did. He tried numerous times reaching out to her that day. And anyway, she was like, oh, I'm just going to ignore that. So again, I feel like, why didn't they take a note from that book? Like, oh no, answer it, but let's like record this, or let's like, I don't know, whatever, whether they were like, we're going to put this device on your phone, we're going to record it, but answer it. Because that's like, I can't wrap my mind around why that didn't happen. Why would you ignore that when you could have helped? And that's what Amber did. She was accepting all the phone calls. She was recording everything. Yep. She then ended up wearing wires. And this man just killed his wife, his pregnant wife. And she was going right in, wired up and everything. That's crazy.
I don't think she would have accepted to do it, though. I don't think she would have done it.
But they didn't even ask.
Because she could.
We could have had.
No, they didn't ask. They could have asked, but I don't think she would have done it.
Whether she would have or not, well, that would have told us a lot too. If she was denying that, well, then you're a guilty bitch because you're afraid. Like, you know, you're going to be recorded and something's going to come out. But
exactly. Yep.
We would have had so many more answers, and we would have known the truth because he would have been talking to her candidly. But it's no mistake that she did. She ignored all the calls, and he kept calling. And then remember when they went back to Dodge and interviewed Chris in their civilian clothes, he had no idea that he was actually being recorded when he was wearing that green outfit.
Right.
And anyway, he was telling them that, you know, we tried to reach out to NK. I had my attorney try to reach out, but NK kept saying, like, don't talk to me till this is done and over, which is always weird to me too. What do you mean it's done and over? Like, he's going to prison or whatever. I think he was trying to. Oh yeah, it was before all of the it was before the sentencing, because I think it was like October and he was sentenced in November. So yeah, and she was like, don't call me till this is over. So obviously she wanted him, as we can see in the interview, her daddy really wanted him to take that plea deal. So either she meant, like, don't try and contact me till this is done and over. You take the plea deal and then you can reach out to me. But he wouldn't have been allowed. It's illegal for an inmate to be, like, she was considered a victim. Apparently she had a victim's advocate. So she wouldn't have been able to talk to him. He's not allowed to have contact with her, period. Or if it was before that.
Yeah, why would she say that, like, when she knew?
Unless she thought that, hey, maybe Chris is going to get away with this somehow. And she meant, like, don't contact me till this is over with. You have the life insurance and all of that. Because I don't know how soon before sentencing, but I just remember he said she didn't want to talk to me. My attorneys tried about 5 times to reach out to her, and she said, don't contact me until this is over. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can think of is she definitely was like, the kids got to go too because now they know about Shanann. They're going to talk. You're definitely not going to get the life insurance.
Oh yeah.
And that's why
Yeah.
he was like, how
She's
can I save my kids? Like, shoot, like, how can I save them? Maybe I can teach them not to stay with me or something. Like, he was really thinking, like, how can I stop this from happening? And she was like, they got to go. They're witnesses. They got to go.
he could have stopped it from the beginning. I mean,
Cindy,
he should
that's
have
not
never
what she
let it
said
get this
after.
far.
That's not what she said. She said, "Don't call me till this is over with." That's a whole different time. Because remember, they didn't even. She ignored his calls after she was questioned, so she didn't say that. What she said to the attorneys and exactly what's on his recording with Tammie and Rorik was, she said, "Don't call me till this is done and over." She really wanted him to take the plea deal. He probably still thought, oh, maybe, I love her, whatever. I don't want her to get in trouble. And she's like, okay, well, don't try and contact me then until you take the plea deal.
Mm-hmm.
Just like her dad was pushing for. That's what
And
I
he would
think.
listen to her because he was,
'Cause he's
he
an
would,
idiot.
he wouldn't go against her. Yeah.
Unless maybe she lied to him and said she was pregnant. Maybe that's where the whole baby thing came, but she wasn't. And maybe that's why he would protect her.
Yeah, she probably would have done that. Lied to him.
Yeah, it's all a mess, Cindy. She said a lot, right, without saying very much. But
That's her point. She
right,
likes to
Nancy.
try to confuse everybody with what she's saying.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to put the link in there if you guys want to come up and just talk about it. Tomorrow night, we're going to be like really comparing. I've had Tammie, we've all been really looking into the, we're going to basically compare NK and Amber Frey. And then I was thinking it would be kind of funny. I think Mr.Cher should set up, we'll do a live where I'll be NK and he'll be Chris Watts or something, or Rorik, and we'll do like an imitation questioning of Nichol Kessinger, and I'll just answer it to my own ways that I feel like she would.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. I mean, Rorik is cracking himself. He never fathomed.
You got to talk like her too.
Oh yeah, I'll try. Okay, I'm gonna practice that, and then I think like next week we should do that. If you guys would actually watch that, we will do that. I will dress as NK and do an interview Saturday Night Live style. My sister was killed. She had just left the post office mailing me a letter, and the night before we had the best conversation. It was 3 hours. God gave me that. Oh, Dalen, I'm so sorry. I'm glad you got that special time with her.
Yes.
Mr. Cher's NK would be awesome. I agree, though, Tammie. I think at the very end, Chris Watts had a change of heart. It was very telling. The lazy dog, he was not showing any interest in the apartment talk. Yeah, there's that. I really think he was trying to back out of it, which is why I think. Okay, and the other thing, too, Chris Watts said when the police were like, hey, can you give me your garage door code so I can get into the house before you get home? And Chris said, you can't open it from the outside. It only opens from the inside. Right? So that 12:42.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
On the August 13th at 12:42, and it's in the discovery that there was an alert to Shanann's phone that garage door opened. So the thing is, Chris wasn't there. Chris was at Survey 319, which I think was, what, a 63-minute drive? Am I right? It was like an hour away from his house, no?
So,
So we know he didn't get there till the police were already
yeah, I
there.
think it was.
So then who opened that? If it can only be opened from the inside, right? Who opened that garage door then on
Yep.
August 13th at 12:42 before Chris got there, before the police were there? Who opened it if it had to be opened from the inside?
Mhm.
And Chris had to go inside the house to open the garage door to let the police in. So who opened that garage door
Mhm.
at 12:42?
The same person that went out the door. The same. Yep. Yep. The same person that went out the door, because that's what took him so long when he went in. It took him a minute or two to come unlock the door, let him in the garage. So I think what he was doing was letting someone out.
Bye, Natasha. Ciao. Yep. She is allowed to voice her opinions up here. Up in here. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm gonna... Mr.Cher said it again, too, weirdo. He was like, maybe Megan's theory is right. But it doesn't sit well. Like, I don't think Mr.Cher was... When he was like, seriously? They said it was a typo? Yeah, he is.
And I believe Nate has more video than...
Yeah, I found it very weird that they showed back up to get the recordings and Nate was like, no. And then again, Nate was caught lying. So if you're telling the truth, like, I don't understand why Nate would have to be caught lying at all. Why lie? I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashley,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
sure
either. Why would you
because
lie about
he had to open it
murders?
from the inside. He had to go inside the house. No, wait, how did he open the garage door? Maybe he did have a clicker. How did Chris open the garage door then? He had a clicker, yes. So maybe, somebody took Shanann's
Clicker?
garage door opener? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cindy's
sure
right. He might have had it on his visor.
Yeah.
Didn't he say something was messed up and wasn't working and it needed to be fixed?
Yeah, that's what I can't remember what it was now. I'm going to go back through and take better notes for tomorrow night because there's other stuff I wanted to compare for tomorrow night too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think Chris Watt's seen some crazy shit at the camping trip. He was scared to death. That's why he's... You know what? I kind of believe that too. When everyone had left him, I think he probably went like, where is everyone? Kind of wandered off and stumbled upon something weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had just taken him
I
to
think that's where he met all her dark friends. Yes, a nudist.
Oh yeah, Renee, that's creepy. He said water got in the keypad and that's why it didn't work. Oh, yep, that's right.
I knew it was something about the keypad, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah, I will look at it. Yeah, I think he stumbled upon something for sure when he went to that camping thing when everyone disappeared. I don't know what they would have stumbled upon.
Yeah. And I think she knew her friends were going to be there, and then she asked Chris to go, and I don't think he knew that they were going to be there. I think that's where he met them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was the text messages between NK and Chris when she was like, I got a free night or two at the Holiday Inn. Do you want to go away this month for a night or two? And he was like, oh yeah, I love being a part of your life, or whatever. If you want to, I want to go. I love being included in your life. What the hell ever. That's kind of what I was thinking too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He said that night played a big role, and he kind of freaked the first anniversary of the Dune. Yeah, that's true too, Cindy. And maybe, he'll answer that better one day. Because that would be good to know more.
Because when
hey, Bobby
Rourke
Joe.
had asked NK who the picture of that guy was that had a backpack on, because it didn't look like Chris. And it was a picture of somebody at the dunes, and it was Leave Me Alone Jim.
Oh, God.
But he said there were no pictures of Chris at the dunes, just a picture of Jim.
Mm-hmm. DJ! Better late than never. If Chris Watts was that scared at the campground, why did he not cut all ties with NK? Well, I think he drove with them. And again, I think that sometimes it can be mysterious to people. And again, he really liked that this girl is taking interest in me. Like, she was seeking him out. He made that very clear. We all know that. And maybe there was some drugs in it. Like, I've talked to Jamie about, we think that definitely she was like putting something in his shakes or something like that. It's weird he was never tested for drugs or alcohol or anything, but he supposedly just killed his whole family, but you don't want to give him every test available to see like what's going on. That's weird.
Yeah, and he's never had a parking ticket, so why wouldn't you test him for something?
Exactly. Not even a parking ticket, and he's going to prison for murdering his entire family.
Yep. That in itself was like, you should question the mistress just because of that reason, that he's never even had a parking ticket.
Yeah, and the drugs are like, he was probably a little bit uncomfortable and had some anxiety being around what he was around, and they were probably like, here, try this, calm down, it's okay. He said there's things he will never talk about what happened. Yeah, and I think that's a weird thing to do. Not gonna lie, Googling threesomes and how to have butt sex. Why are you Googling that? I honestly always thought that was just staged for us to all talk about at one point, because I think she definitely knew this was going to be talked about one day because she was Googling Amber Frey and all that. So I honestly I can't see Googling how to have a threesome or how to have butt sex. I don't know if people would really do that. It's weird.
That's disgusting.
It's disgusting, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that, an adult, I don't think, well, I'll be all the way honest too. I just feel like that's definitely something she's probably done before because she's a known little hussy. So I don't know. I just feel like she didn't really have to Google that.
Right. Yeah, she didn't need to Google that.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
There's no telling what she There's no telling what she Googled, what was in her history.
Right, true crime. He doesn't, and it's interesting that they have told Chris that. That's why they went back, right? Like, he really does not fit the profile. And the other thing, too, he smothered the girls and they woke back up and found and came in the room or whatever. I have trouble believing that because then they also like to say, oh, no,
Yeah.
he knew the pressure points or whatever the hell they say. He knew the points and how long to do it to kill her and whatever. So he knew how to properly do it to Shanann, but not to little girls. Like, not to sound disgusting, but you see what I'm saying, that it just makes no sense that he failed 2 times on younger little girls, but was fine and like, okay with his wife. I just don't see that. I don't believe he hurt those girls.
Yeah. I don't either.
I don't. I think it was definitely Jim and NK.
Yep.
Oh, Misha, rest up, girl. Sit down, kick your feet up. Rewind from the start if you want. Listen to NK drama again. That's true, Alicia.
I don't think
Exactly.
Chris Watts fit any profile, did he?
Chris Watts baffles him, huh? He should do an interview. Tell your dad to talk about it. Yeah, that's true too, Renee. There is all sorts of stuff going on with Anadarko situation.
Yep. I just think it's really sad that you're okay with covering up little, a baby and 2 little girls and their mom. It's murder. That's
what I'm saying. Even, let's say they covered it up and Darko's like, this has to go away and whatever. Okay, they ended this way too quickly. I'm sorry, but again, if all she did was tell Chris, like, you have to kill the girls too, they're witnesses, that is not okay.
mm-hmm.
And other people have been put in prison for so much as putting ideas in people's heads who have ended up committing suicide or killing whatever. So why does she get away just because Anadarko wanted it wrapped up quickly and maybe paid a little? Again, that's all corruption and wrong. It's all wrong. Oh, by the way, they still won't give the Watts Chris's phone. And no, they didn't throw it away. Their exact words to Ronnie is that he may still try to go for a trial if everything they're reading on papers and magazines is true, so that they need to keep the phone. What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you're going off of what you read on magazines? That's honestly what they told Ronnie and Cindy, by the way.
They don't want to give it back to him because they'll know the truth if they do. Because he'll go through it. Ronnie will go through it, and I would too. I would go through it and read the text and stuff in there.
You should definitely get you and your dad on here, True Crime Book Club. There's my email. Because that's interesting. I'd love to hear, like, what he's written about and how he feels too about Chris Watts, because I really just don't feel. I feel he is where he belongs, yes, because he knew about it. Clearly, this was a plan for a couple days. He went along with it. Didn't try to stop it or tell anyone, "Hey, this girl's being crazy. She's like, she wants me to kill my whole family or whatever." Like, there was other ways. How do I save my kids? Well, maybe you shouldn't have gone along with this plan and been a dumbass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's at fault. He was a part of it and helped in the crime. But I'm just saying there's more definitely that should be in prison. And I don't know how we can make that happen. We probably can't, but that's true, Ashley. I've learned that on another case, and the corruption runs very, very deep when there's oil money involved. That's very true. I had people in Texas, very top dog attorneys, authors, and journalists, and judges, and old defense attorneys, and DAs, and all of these people from Texas willing to change their stance about Rhonda and everything that they had said about her. Like the corruption goes very, very, very deep when there's oil money involved. People will say whatever. And there's medical examiners that have gotten other cases overturned because they've been caught lying. People want to believe medical reports that are written, but you're believing things that are possibly written by corrupt people who got a pocket full of money. Just because they have a degree, we take their word as Bible. But they're lying and liars also. Not all of them. I'm just saying there are some that they're liars, and they do take bribes to say whatever needs to be said for a case. Lisa B, yes, I hate when people say, well, Charles Manson didn't kill anyone. I don't believe that for 1 minute, by the way. I do believe he actually took part in some of the killings. But again, he definitely told people what to do, so he's just as guilty.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are all corrupt, Hurt Locker. I can believe that clearly because they started off with the typo thing, which is just not believable. Yeah, be careful, ladies.
Yeah. Don't go to the sand dunes if they ask you to.
Yeah, don't go to sand dunes. I haven't seen it. The leader of OTO was all over NK's phone logs that are in Discovery. I have her phone logs again. I'll look that up, actually. Okay, well, I'm gonna take some more notes tonight, and I gotta watch. I have this thing on for Amber Frey. Do you think you tried to reach out to Amber Frey? I feel like she might have.
Yeah. Well,
You should. True crime.
Amber probably would have told her.
Yeah, probably wouldn't want nothing to do with NK. She probably thinks she's just as guilty. That'd be so interesting to, like, what do you think about Nichol Kessinger?
Yeah, Amber was honest from the beginning.
I will, Misha. I tell them that all the time, and hopefully they will start talking soon. It's just a very stressful time for them right now with the anniversary and everything coming up, but yeah. Well, I'm going to end it for tonight because we got some more homework to do, Tammie, for tomorrow's anyway.
Yes, we do.
Steve Wren is corrupt.
I got some videos lined up I'm going to watch.
I will, Dalen. I'm going to Google. There's something you said about the sand dunes, too. I want to see really quick. But then there's the, I've been working on yesterday, and I don't have it complete yet, but the whole, like, time of day, everything from when NK said all that, when they found the bodies, all of that. Again, why were they recorded in the park? Just a voice recording. We
Yeah.
don't have video of
That was weird.
That was weird because somebody actually said in the comments, I don't remember who just said that. They said, what if it was not even Dwayne Kessinger there? We wouldn't know because we didn't see.
Right. He
Has
shouldn't have been
anyone
in
heard-
any of the interrogations with Nichol.
Yes, Renee, that is true. I did actually, yes, that is true. And Rorik actually ran for what did he run for in one? Right after? Yeah. So they actually, I think that was part of the thing too. Like, you guys help cover this up and you're gonna get promoted, you're gonna get promoted.
Wow.
Kelly from CDT just texted. Okay, and Amber are complete opposites. Yes, complete opposites. And tomorrow night we're gonna
Yeah.
actually
Yep.
clip. Hold on, I gotta go back to
Oh, we lost her again.
okay, there we go. Yeah, we're gonna kind of compare a couple things. But just screams guilty. Good night, Dalen. Good night, Vintage Ink. Hopefully we see you tomorrow.
Thank everyone for coming.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll get more. I'll have better notes tomorrow, and I think Nelly's going to be here too. Mr.Cher, Mama Kim, and I've got a few things that we can show you. Mr.Cher will be working. Good night, everyone. Love ya.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
True Crime
Good
Book
night,
Club.
Mr.
Talk to
Cher.
your dad.
Good night.